Welcome to the National Mississippi River Museum and Aquarium. I'm Wayne, one of the educators here at the museum, and today we're in the boat shop at the east end of the old railroad freight station. I want to talk to you today about Native American water boats. In here we have three different ones: the birch bark canoe, the bull boat, and the dugout canoe, which is in front of us here today. This was actually built by some of our educators a few years ago, utilizing things like this metal adze, hammers, and even chisels, but all made out of metal or steel, which were eventually brought over by Europeans several hundred years ago. But the Native Americans didn't have those choices. They had to go out to nature and utilize tools made out of glacial rocks and branches, leather from maybe a bison, scrapers, and other tools made from CHERT, which was deposited here or left here during the time period this was an ancient sea, or even building things with just plain wood, such as hammers and so forth. So imagine cutting a cottonwood tree down, which this log originally came from, utilizing something like this. So again, taking tools from nature, the CHERT, you would actually use this on the outside and scrape this down, forming the point, the rounded edge, taking the bark off, and even cutting the top portion off of this log, or going into the inside and beginning to scrape and scrape until this was down to what you wanted. But one thing that they discovered was cutting ash out was a lot easier than cutting the wood out. So they would actually take this bow drill and they would use this to drill holes into the log where they could start a fire. And they would actually take this and go down into the canoe and start to drill their holes. And as they did that, they might drill those holes down 2-3 inches, 3 inches apart and so forth, and they were able to start getting fire going down into those logs to burn up, because fire doesn't want to go down very easily. And as that would burn, they could then begin to scrape that ash out. But eventually you would have a dugout canoe. Your average canoe might have been 15 feet long or longer, something that's going to last a long time, because this is your vehicle of transportation down the Mississippi River or any other river that you might be by. Dugout canoes have been used all around the world. Still, some today are using them in different ways. That might be their transportation or for recreation, but dugout canoes are still being used.